You need to stop what you're doing and listen carefully to this video. I have urgent immigration news that will affect the future of international students in Canada like you. There are 4 major updates and 1 hint that I feel might seriously impact Indian students in particular, so please listen carefully. Number 1, much higher financial requirements. Starting from the 1st of January 2024, the money you need to show to study in Canada is going way up. If you're coming alone to study, you'll need to show $20,635 per year. That's over double the old amount of $10,000. And don't miss that it's just for 1 year. If your study program is 2 years, you will need to demonstrate $40,000. And even worse, a 4-year bachelor's will call for $80,000 just in living expenses alone. In addition, you'll need to show tuition fees to cover the entire study program. This big jump is because living in Canada has become much more expensive. But the money students were expected to have didn't increase for about a decade actually. The big problem came to public attention recently when some students were living on the streets as they faked their proof of funds, but were absolutely unprepared for the Canadian reality, especially the Canadian rent. Another odd note in the minister's speech is that the required amount will be reviewed every year from now on. This is to make sure that it matches what you need to cover living expenses in Canada. Also important, these new money rules will affect students from 14 specific countries who use a faster process to come study here, such as India, China, and the Philippines, known as Student Direct Stream. Now here's some great news regarding work hours. If you're already studying in Canada or you've already applied for your study permit before December 7th, 2023, you can now work more than 20 hours a week until April 30th, 2024. This means that even new international students can work full-time for the next 4 months until the end of April. If you're concerned about paying for your living expenses, this is really life-saving as now you can work unlimited hours. This rule was meant to be temporary, but now it's extended, giving some students a chance to work more and earn extra money. Number 3, online extension. Good news for students doing online classes. A special rule that lets you count online classes for your post-grad work permit is now extended to September 1st, 2024, almost 1 year. But this is the last time they're making this exemption, so please don't count on this loophole in the future. Number 4, sadly PR is becoming even more difficult. Listen to the Minister of Immigration himself.
Finally, in response to the labor market disruptions over the pandemic, we introduced a temporary policy granting post-graduation work permit holders an additional 18-month open work permit if needed. Those with a post-graduate work permit expiring by the end of this year remain eligible to apply, and we won't be extending that policy after that.
Many students were hoping that IRCC would allow them to extend the PGWPs expiring in 2024, but unfortunately, it's not happening. This is not good, especially given the recent extremely high cutoff scores which make permanent residency difficult. Let me know in the comments if you want a dedicated video about how to get PR if your PGWP is expiring. Many people missed one important line in the minister's speech that might affect a lot of you.
Next year, we intend to implement targeted pilots that will test new ideas aimed at helping underrepresented cohorts of international students to pursue their studies in Canada. And we also plan to work with institutions, provinces, and territories to provide students with what they need to succeed. And I will have more to say on this a little earlier on in 2024.
This means the rules are most likely going to get very strict, especially for overpopulated countries. This year, 700 Indian students were almost deported because of fraudulent documents, and sadly things might get tougher. The government might be limiting student visas from certain countries by introducing higher financial filters or more document scrutiny. So listen up, if you're planning to study in Canada, regardless of where you come from, I highly recommend investing in legal support. It might be the best investment in your immigrant life. Don't lose Canada because you've already done so much to be here. Be it a PR application if you're here in Canada already or planning to move here on a student visa, check the first link in the description to this video to see what my law firm offers. Also, make sure to subscribe as the year is almost over. Let's chat in the comments. Please let me know what problems you currently face so that I can make more videos to address them and help you, my amazing community. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.